Hi, Tail Veronica here. I ran ARIA of Texas through some of my tools, and what I've observed first is with this website, the first thing I noticed, it's an automatic starting video. You really don't want that. You want to have a play initiative on the front of the screen. It's just best practices. People drop off your site and it tells Google don't send people to this website. Another thing, this is very content light, and I know we talked about how you basically built this for people to book appointments, but I almost wonder how is this, and every time I go to a page, that video, the same video restarts, so you're having duplicate content. Is this duplicate content?
Investors how to create mailbox money secured by real estate.
No, you do have new videos on each page. My question is, why is it not of you? I'm just wondering, is this a partner? Is this just a spokesperson who's doing your video for you? I'm curious, since you are your brand and you're the one who is the speaker and it closes the big deals, why you wouldn't feature yourself on video as the expert. It's very content light. It's not performing very well because Google ranks for thought leadership and for content. So when people are looking for your services right now, you don't have any content here that's supporting what you do, or from an education or thought leadership standpoint. So this is really a signpost type of website. It's just, I imagine how it's helping you is it's through word of mouth. People who, and there's no right really to track how it's performing, because I checked to see if you have Google Analytics on your site and you don't. So that means there's no tracking to see how it's performing, particularly compared to competitors. Now I can run this through more tools and look at how your competitors are performing, and that's part of an expert review where you start getting these stats where I show you, okay, here's what your competitors are doing, and we would look at this twofold. We would look at this from Europe, obviously appealing to investors and wholesalers on how to help them purchase real estate in Texas. And what you don't have on this website is featuring you as a speaker so people can learn about you. You become your brand, you can start charging more and start getting invited more and have an online presence. We would also address, if you did nothing else with social media, I would encourage you to consider LinkedIn, because it's entirely dedicated to professional connections. You start showing up and ranking on search there. And it's another way for people to find you and your expertise. Very powerful as a speaker. These are some of the tips that we cover in the expert review, and I actually show you some stats. You're like, oh, here's a competitor, here's the content, here is how many words you would need to compete. So for example, if you wanted to compete as a speaker on closing big real estate deals, that would be investors most likely. We would look at these 3 top competitor websites, and I would look at their content and see what keywords that you need to have on your page for appealing to investors in real estate. And if, let's say, it were 700 keywords, that's something that I help you write so that it flows. We don't just stick keywords in there. We actually write content that's helpful and showcases your expertise so that your page competes for that niche. So I hope that helps clarify a little bit about what you would get when I build a website. We don't just look at the design, we look at what makes the design effective. And I would talk to you about your sales process, having someone help field the calls so that your time is really spent effectively, which really enhances enjoying your work. So, and especially when you have areas of your website where it's perceived that you're the expert, they don't expect you to answer the main phone right away unless they just got fortunate and caught you either before or after hours. So there's some things perception-wise that are also really going to help you as a high-paid speaker and really help you select and put your time into the deals that you really want to be closing. And then I would like to understand some of the other aspects of your business that you could delegate, whether you do that through a full-time employee or through a contractor as that business comes in, is something we can discuss to keep your overhead low. So I hope this just quick review of your website has been helpful with some tips that would really, really make a difference.
Today.
Yeah, right now you just very little There's just, and also you have, yeah, I see. So what you
RE
have
of
for
Texas
content for wholesalers, this is it. This is all the content
Today,
that you have
home
for
ownership
investors, and
is
it's
at
all on
a
the homepage.
51-year low
So
because the majority of people
that it's competing
qualify for a home
with
loan,
your content with
even with a
realtors.
big
It's
down
competing
payment.
with your content for
RE of
home buyers.
Texas
I like
teaches home
having
buyers
initial
how they can
content as
achieve the
well
American
as
dream,
a way
home
to get them to
ownership,
start reading
even
and then
when
tab over,
everyone
but you
else
would want to tab
turned them
over to
down.
a page
Set an
with
appointment
content
and
that
learn how to
continues
get
catering
your
to
dream
what
home
would
in
be
as
helpful
little
to
as
home buyers and rank for your
45 days.
keywords. So ideally, this would actually reach your home buyer's page,
Today,
but you wouldn't have, I can't even tell that this is a different video from the one you have on the home screen. I could see why you have a lot of drop off from this website. It's functional. It's it's a functional website. It's really just serving one purpose, as you pointed out, helping funnel people to set up an appointment, but it's not doing any qualifying. It's not going to compete against your competitors, and it's not performing any education, and it's likely not really showing up very much in search. There's room for a lot of improvement here, and it doesn't have to be difficult. It just has to be done correctly. Okay, Till, I'll look forward to our next call where I can respond to some questions after you've had a chance to review this video. Thanks. Hi, Till, Veronica Kennedy here. Some quick observations on your website. When I land on the home page, it is an auto start video that I have to click on to get it to stop. If I click on the YouTube channel, it's going to immediately take me away from your website. So whether it's drop off or going away from your website, you never want to have immediate drop off when Google sends somebody to your website, because that actually tells Google, don't feature this website, people don't want to stay on it, and it results in high drop off. Another concern about high drop off rate is you've got some content here, which is ideal, but if I click on it to find out more, we don't have any supporting content to compete for keywords and provide any kind of thought leadership which Google ranks for. We have just a little bit of variation on some of the benefits. And then with the video, I can't tell if this video is any different from the one featured on the home page, and you don't want to have repeat content throughout your website. It looks like you're not really using this as a marketing tool, but as an appointment generator. There's no qualifying, so I imagine you're spending a lot of your time not really catering to your niche, which is as a speaker and closing high value deals, which is what you're an expert in. So we have a lot of opportunity here to use your website to really showcase your thought leadership, what makes you different, why should they get a realtor certification through you, what that's really going to offer. You're entirely using this right now as a sales tool, and this could really be a strong marketing generator to qualify the right kinds of people who can really benefit from your service and afford to pay you. And it's a speaker. It's a spokesperson. It's not you. I'm curious because you are your brand. You are a speaker. You could do this video and showcase yourself as the expert and be the one they want to talk to and be brought in for closing deals. So here's just some, it's a light website, and it looks like you just use this as a starting point, and the things that we would look at for a website that's actually going to perform for you, that's going to help you compete as a speaker, as an expert in closing big deals, would be you're going to need a way to track what's working. We're going to want to feature you as the brand. You're going to need content that is SEO driven, database, so it's your website that competes in searches. People find you, it really offers that credibility. We don't have high website drop off. And I see a Facebook, you have a Facebook page. I really want to encourage LinkedIn profile because it's so powerful. The vast majority of people on LinkedIn take networking seriously. They look for speakers on there, and LinkedIn is a powerful search engine, even from a Google standpoint. If you Google somebody's name, their LinkedIn profile is often what comes up first. And that's just another. And then as far as conversion goes, to funnel people into booking an appointment, it's nice to show a process. People just take your time more seriously so that you don't have people booking appointments and then not showing up for the call. So there's just some areas that we want to look at to make this effective. It doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be done correctly. I look forward to our next call. Thanks, Till.